It is February 21st, 2015 at the greenhouse, and we're looking at the first seedling bench. And today I just wanted to talk about germination rates of new proposed seed parents. The rest of the greenhouse is planted a little bit more uniformly. These are varieties and crosses that were made on purpose. On this seedling bench on the right is a section where we've planted new proposed seed parents. These are seedlings that have been selected as being good for some other reason, meaning that they have good disease resistance, they bloom well, they have good plant architecture, and so on, and that they set hips well. The last step really in selecting a proposed new seed parent is, do the seeds germinate well? So on the left side of this seedling bench are seeds that are planted less densely, and these again are crosses that were made on purpose of known seed parents and known good seed parents, meaning that they germinate well, so the seeds are planted less densely. On the right, so as not to waste a lot of seedling bench space, the seeds are actually planted very dense in order to just check germination rates. Now the downside is that in some sections you will note that the germinations are too good, such that the seeds are really planted too thickly. The plants will not have enough space to grow, so there's going to be another competition factor going on here, which may or may not be good. Ultimately what we're looking for though is just germination rates. In the first section, about 5 feet worth of seedling bench space is of a variety I designate Q62-1. It was a seedling that resulted from a cross between Holthemia, pomegranate lemonade, with Basis thornless. It's a seedling that I like because it has a good blotch. It's nearly thornless, and it seems to bloom a lot. The downside is that its blooms don't last very long. And another problem here is that it doesn't seem to germinate very well. So it's possible that maybe germination rate is appearing to be low because it germinates slowly, and perhaps ultimately it will be a good germinator. But at this stage it doesn't look like I'll be using this variety as a seed parent. However, I will be using it as a pollen parent. Further down is another section of about 5 feet of another seedling that resulted from the cross of a different Holthemia cross with Basis thornless. So it also is mostly thornless. It also blooms a lot. Its blotch isn't quite as large as the one we just looked at, but nevertheless it's still a good seedling, and it sets hips well. And clearly it germinates well, so I'm very pleased with its germination rate, and will be using it as a new seed parent this year. Further down, there is more green. Again, these seeds were planted about of the same density all the way along this side of the bench, and it's clear to see that these seedlings are going to be competing very vigorously and really are planted too close together. However, we've learned this year that this is a very good seed parent in that it germinates early, and you can see that by the fact that these seedlings are much larger. Going down a little further, there's almost a striping effect as you look at the different rates of germination among these groups. These are smaller groups, and looking at two of them right here, they are sister seedlings designated Q220-1 and Q220-2. These were both the result of a cross of Midnight Blue with Basis thornless pollen. And I'm actually pleased that the one on the right here is germinating better. It was the better of the two seedlings. However, I did want to test them both to see how they would germinate. Looking further along here, again there's some variability between the different groups. Some germinating well, others not germinating well at all. This one, P163-1, is a nice mini Florifloribunda that I had hoped would be a good seed parent, but apparently it's not. So it will have to be used only as a pollen parent. So then looking back, new prospective seed parents should be checked for the germination rates before they're used in purposeful crosses, so as not to waste time on crosses that are not going to germinate well. I hope that some of you are having some great germinations of your own, that you're selecting new seed parents that are getting you closer to your goals. Thank you for watching.